How do I do that?
Oh, there is in the bottom left, there's a button. If you hover over the menu on the bottom, there's a mute button. Otherwise, I can do it for you. I'll
Oh,
do
I
that.
got it.
Perfect. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming out tonight. Your hosts tonight are myself, Melanie Hurley, Mindy Bond, and Cammie McMahon, and we've all had some pretty exciting experiences with the Shred 10, and we just wanted to share it with you because our next Shred is coming up November 5th through 14th. So we just wanted to share a little bit with you what's been going on in our lives. So I really think that we should start with Cammie because it's Cammie's fault that Mindy and I are doing as well as we are.
I'll take all that blame. You lay it right here on these shoulders, girls.
Take it and run, because, yeah, you have been an inspiration to us. I want to start there.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to share my screen so I can show you a picture, and then that kind of explains my story as well. Oops, let me move that out of the way here. So that was me on the left when I started my Shred story. Full of inflammation, I had fibromyalgia. There was a laundry list of things. I'm not going to bore you with the entire list because it's really, now I'm like that. I thought that was normal. The weight was there. I just thought, you know what, this is what my life is. I had looked above into my generations. That's all my parents, my mom, my grandparents, my aunts, uncles, they all had that mid-belly thing. And then what I call pregnant face 24/7, because when I was pregnant from head to toe. My nose even was pregnant. And that's what I see now. And I also see somebody who I was happy, but not feeling near what I feel now. The one on the right was me in June on a 10-year anniversary trip with my husband. As you can see, there's just life. There's happiness. Besides the sun, take the sun out of the equation, I'm glowing. I'm so much better. I'm off 7 medications. I've lost 55 plus pounds. I fit into clothes that I didn't fit in even when I was in high school. And that's kind of astounding because my wedding dress when I got married to my husband is even too big. And I had to take it in when I bought it. So it's simple things like that you don't think about. But then when you do feel better and you look better, you're like, oh, I get that now. So implementing the Shred not only made me feel better, but as you can tell, look better as well. I went from being in bed all the time. I would take my boys to school, come back. My daughter, who was less than a year old, we would crawl in bed and we would watch cartoons from my bed, and I would be with a bleeding pad because I hurt so bad all day, every day. Now, my husband, I'm not home now. I'm at my sister's. My husband's like, are you going to come home and stay home for any length of time? And I'm like, I might stay 3 or 4 days, and then who knows where I'll end up, because I'm constantly on the go. I'm able to homeschool my 2 younger kids. My oldest one's getting ready to graduate high school early and move 2 hours away, so I'll be able to go and visit him during school or college, and take my other 2 with me. They go with me a lot. And so instead of being a mom who was constantly in bed or on the couch, we get to go do life and have a blast doing it. So Mindy and Melanie, when I kept telling them, come on, let's do this, they're like, we're good. We're going to do our 10 days. We're good. Mm-hmm. I consistently did it. I did it from March to June. And that's what got my attention. The 10 days was fantastic. Don't get me wrong. It got me in the right mindset. It got me eating in the right direction, but it set me up to be able to do it consistently. And for I think it was about 3.5 months, my husband and I did it. And as you can tell, the one on the right is the results of consistently shredding. And now, even though I don't say I'm shredding all the time, I still eat that way. It's habits. My habits changed. I can do a shred pause if I want to have a glass of wine with dinner or, with my husband at night. that's not a big deal anymore, whereas I would really feel guilty about that. But I eat so well, and I move my body. I make sure I sleep, and I definitely make sure I carry around my water cup with me all the time, because it makes a huge difference. And those are the four of the key components of the shred, with eating, drinking water, moving, and then making sure you sleep well. So I'm going to pass it back off to Melanie, because I think Melanie caught the vision for the consistent shred and was like, come on, Mindy. And Mindy was like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah, for sure. So I've been taking Juice Plus for 13 years, and I've had a lot of amazing results. Because it's like, where do I even start? For over the 13 years, I have gone down 3 sizes. My sleep quality is better. My energy is through the roof. I've gotten off thyroid meds. My joint pain has probably about 95 to 99% disappeared, which was life-changing for me. I mean, so many things have happened that it's hard to remember how bad I felt back then. And then even with that, Mindy's my daughter, and she had a baby this year, and delivery was a bit of a challenge. And she just tried to bleed to death, that's all. And so she was really sick for a while afterwards, and I was taking care of her. And I was taking care of her instead of and her baby, instead of taking care of myself. And we got into some bad habits. So I had been shredding for 10 days at a time. And then I had been watching Cami, and I got sick of seeing Cami like diminish. And I was like, oh, I need to get more serious about this. So talk to me, Cami, about what you've been doing. And so we were just really inspired by our friend, who's a few steps ahead of us on this part of her journey. And that's what I love about it, because I'm really super healthy. My blood work gets better every year. And yet I was ready to take the next step. And so Mindy and I together decided that we were going to start with the September shred, which we did. And we started shredding in September after Labor Day. And we just kept going until we went to our company's national conference in Tampa in October, and it ended up being 5 weeks. And so we had some pretty spectacular results from the difference of doing it for only 10 days to all of a sudden do it for 5 weeks. And we got pretty excited about it, and we just had to share. So even though I've had lots and lots of results over 13 years of taking Juice Plus, this just helped me to increase that. So for me, and for those of you who don't know me or might watch it on the recording, I'm 60 years old. I turned 60 in August. And so for a 60-year-old woman, I lost about 5 pounds. It might have been a little bit more in that 5 weeks. And my trainer was really excited about that. He was like, you don't understand. This is fat you lost because you did it the right way. So you lost 5 pounds of fat, as opposed to a lot of times with dieting or whatever, you're losing water. And he said, you're losing muscle, you're losing protein. And so that was really exciting. Belly fat, way gone. I mean, not all the way gone, but a lot of it gone, which is important to me because I have diabetes in my family history. So I know that's a really big deal. And so that's on my mind. But okay, here's a big one for me is cravings are gone. Now, I really like sugar, and that's been an issue for me. And Mindy and I had gotten into some bad habits with that after Ruby was born.
And by bad habits, she means ice cream for dinner.
Okay, ice cream for dinner.
A lot.
In our house, it was a thing, and it was getting really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And the more you eat it, the more you're craving it, and we kept craving it. And so we went to conference, and then I stayed on vacation in Florida for a while. I was gone for 12 days, and my family had a party for when I got home. And they wanted, we ordered gluten-free pizza. That was a treat for us. And my son-in-law wanted to get ice cream for us because that would have been our thing in the past. And I said, no, thanks. So here's the thing, you guys. I didn't want ice cream. I didn't it's not that I chose not to have ice cream. I didn't want it. It didn't sound good. And
It wasn't some grand exercise of self-control.
no, I didn't want it. And I'm still trying to get over the fact that I, Melanie Hurley, did not want ice cream. This is big, y'all. So Mindy and I are starting up again. The next shred starts November 5th, and we're hoping you'll all join us. And we're going to go all the way until Thanksgiving Day this time. And then we'll start up again, and I would imagine, because we're so excited about what's happening, and probably go to Christmas. But I am really excited about going into the holiday season with sugar cravings gone, because then I can be more choosy about, well, that looks okay, but that, no thanks, I'm good. So that's been a really big one for me. And habits have stayed changed. We went on vacation, and the weight's still gone, y'all. So that's really exciting because our habits had changed significantly. So I could go on and on, but I want Mindy to fill in the gaps. You know, I've shared some, but go ahead. Tell us what happened to you.
Yeah, I mean, I started from almost the heaviest I've ever been because I had a baby. She's 7 months old now, and I only gained 20 pounds during my pregnancy. So thanks to Juice Plus and shredding intermittently, I had done really well during pregnancy, and I only gained 20 pounds. So that was amazing. And then I just couldn't lose it afterwards, probably because I was eating ice cream for dinner. Weird. Who knew?
What?
And felt entitled to a lot of wine and, M&Ms. It happens. Mm-hmm. I had a new baby. But then we got really serious about shredding and really intentional about it. And I am 32, and I'm down about 8.5 pounds in that time. And that's with really 2 weeks. These last 2 weeks, we haven't been as, I don't want to say harsh. That sounds like a bad word, but
serious?
Yeah, as serious, as intentional, whatever you want to call that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still down. I didn't regain anything. In fact, I snuck down a little bit more over the past couple of weeks while having some fun. So that's been really cool. So I'm almost back to my pre-pregnancy weight, which is amazing. And I'm starting to fit in my normal clothes again, which feels fantastic because I was in this weird maternity clothes are too big, but my real clothes don't fit. So what am I supposed to wear? Which just makes you feel bad about yourself when you get up in the morning and you don't have clothes that fit you. It's bad news. So that's really feels amazing. But then also, I used to have sunspots right here and right here. I'll try to get closer here. I intentionally didn't put any foundation or anything on today so I could try to show you. And as we started shredding, maybe a week or two in, I don't exactly remember now. Do you, Mom?
No, I don't. I mean, I think by 3 weeks for sure, they were disappearing.
Yeah. So a week or two in, I had this big sunspot here, and it started like blistering. And at first I thought like I had gotten a mosquito bite over it, or like a zit on it, or like that skin was all irritated, and I didn't really think anything of it. But then it just kept and then it got all dry and flaky, and it just has been super weird. And then when that all healed, the sunspot's almost completely gone. So I'm trying to get in here to see. Yeah, you can almost see the little shadow of it, but it was a big dark thing before.
It really was. As her mom, I was kind of concerned about it. Like, this is kind of scary to have a big spot on your face and to be so young. So it was amazing to see that. So explain that as a nurse. Mindy's an RN, so explain that to us as a nurse.
So, we have lots of toxins we're exposed to in our world, and a lot of those are outside our control. They're just in the air we breathe, the water we drink, but they're also in our personal products. They're in the food we eat as far as like herbicides and pesticides and all that. They're just everywhere. And so when your body gets exposed to them, they're bad for your cells. And so your body tries to detox so that it can get rid of toxins. And that is the job of antioxidants, fruits and vegetables. But if your body's not getting enough antioxidants to fight the detox, then your body's got to put that bad stuff somewhere. So that's one of the purposes of body fat, is your body has to have a safer, not that it's safe, but a safer place to store toxins, which fat is a safer place compared to your heart, your kidneys, your brain, those really important things. And so that's one of the reasons we hold on to fat. Well, the other place your body likes to put toxins is your skin. It's the biggest organ in your body. It's way less essential than your heart, your brain. Mm-hmm. And so your body will put toxins there because it doesn't have a safer place to put them. And so it was literally a visual buildup of toxins from my poor choices over the past 6 months since my daughter was born. And so it was so cool to watch that totally disappear. Almost totally.
Yeah. So. It was amazing. And
I never knew those could be reversed.
Yeah. And so what you saw in Cammie's pictures and that some of the things you're hearing from us is the reduction in inflammation. So when you're getting rid of inflammation in your body, some really amazing things happen, like belly fat disappearing and, those kinds of things. So that's a really big deal. And that, yeah, it does show up on our skin. It's a really typical result of people is that you're just glowing,
You are glowing.
Thank you. And that's really exciting. I mean, it's pretty nice that it shows up as prettiness. I mean, I'm not going to argue with that. I like that it's getting rid of inflammation everywhere and that it makes me look prettier too. One of the things that Mindy and a couple things together that I want to touch on just real fast. And if you're interested and you want to know more, then get with us to ask us more questions. But we were also tracking our food, and we figured out from our trainer that consistency is key, that eating like about the same amount every day and getting enough protein is going to help with metabolism. So that's really happened with us, that we have both noticed that our metabolisms have sped up, kicked into gear, woke up, whatever you want to call it. And the dieting doesn't do that. Mm-hmm. I've done a lot of dieting in the past, and dieting shuts your metabolism down. And this was really exciting because our metabolisms are now more functional, more efficient than they were before. So this is really amazing. Now, real briefly, if you don't know what the shred is, I don't have a visual. Either one of you have one? Otherwise, we can just tell.
I'll grab one real quick.
Okay, I'll start, and you can just, whenever you're ready, just pop it up there. So with the shred, we take the capsules, the Juice Plus fruit and veggie and berry capsules every day, and drink 2 shakes a day. We have a really amazing protein shake. And then we avoid processed food, no gluten, no dairy, no caffeine, no alcohol. Drink your water, sleep, move every day. Did I forget anything?
I think that was all of it.
Okay. And so what we found is to do a really pure shred. Like, we're really committed to these things. When you're really committed to them and you give your body a true break from all of those toxins, you are going to experience health benefits that are beyond anything you've ever experienced and anything you can ever imagine. And we have the 10-day shred, but then what we're really excited to share with you too is when you're willing to take it beyond the 10 days, you can make it whatever you want it to be. It can be 10 days, it can be 2 weeks, it can be a month. I think Cammie said she did it seriously for 120 days. You're going to keep just upping the ante with the health benefits that you're going to receive. So if you've been wanting a better health experience, it's going to help in any area, because you probably know inflammation is the buzzword. You get rid of inflammation, you decrease it, you decrease the toxins. Your body's going to thank you. We can't tell you how, but you're going to like it. I can promise you that. So also, the last thing I want to say about it is support. Oh my gosh, accountability is such a big deal. And we have amazing support for you to be able to do this. Oh, thank you, Cammie.
You're welcome. It took me a second, but I knew I had it.
Okay, I forgot sugar. Don't you think that's interesting? Do you see?
Well, look at that.
I don't want it anymore. So I forgot to tell you, no sugar. That was a big deal for me. And now it's not a big deal for me. I think I hit everything else. So, and then along with this, you do get a shred guide. There are cookbooks that we can give you, several different kinds, to help you with healthy ideas. There's a Facebook group with a lot of people who are doing the shred at the same time. And then we've also been starting up little Facebook Messenger groups with just the person who invited you and a group of people doing it with them, so you can get some more intimate accountability as well. So just know that all of those things are available to you if you want, and we hope you'll join us. Also, this is being recorded, so if you heard something that you want to share with someone, then whoever invited you tonight will make sure that you get the recording so you can share it, because we want everybody to be able to experience the health benefits that we're experiencing. So thanks for coming out tonight. We really appreciate it. Yes, ma'am.
Real quick before you let people go, can I just say this is good for babies in the womb all the way to 99, 100, and then some. So my kids shred with us. So I have an 18, 15, and 7, almost 8-year-old, and they shred with us. So I'm a mom that doesn't make 2 meals. So if we're going to be eating something, they're going to be eating something. But not only that, this is all safe for kids and in utero.
I shredded pregnant, breastfeeding, the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. They're like that eating after 6 p.m. thing. The reason there's an asterisk there is that does not apply to pregnant and nursing mamas. So we can tweak if there's anything about the shred that feels like a deal breaker to you, be sure to talk to the person that invited you, because we can give you a modified shred. I promise every person can shred, and your body's going to thank you in ways you cannot even imagine. And I want this for you.
Yes.
It's that good. Mindy or Cammie, did you have anything else you wanted to add?
I just say I agree. I want everybody to feel this amazing. I just do.
Yeah, I've been having the experience lately of walking into places where I haven't seen people for a long time, and people doing the double take with me and going, I didn't recognize you. And then I'm like, oh, how funny. And then they say, no, you don't understand. I didn't recognize you. And so
it's so fun when I do that too.
It's pretty spectacular, and I want that for everybody too. It's pretty
right, cool. That feeling, yes.
Yeah. So, well, you guys, thanks so much for coming out. I'm really grateful that you took the time, and I hope you just have a spectacular evening.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Melanie.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks.